North Carolina is known as one of the most haunted states in the United States, filled with ghost stories and mysterious legends. Its history is long and sometimes dark, leaving behind many tales of spirits that refuse to rest. Old houses, abandoned buildings, battlefields, and even lighthouses are said to be home to ghosts that still linger. People have reported strange noises, moving shadows, and sudden cold chills in many places across the state. From the mountains to the coast, North Carolina is a land where the past comes alive in spooky and unforgettable ways, making it truly haunted. Let's talk about the most haunted places in North Carolina. Number 1. The Omni Grove Park in Asheville, North Carolina, is famous not only for its beauty and history, but also for its ghostly reputation that has lasted for nearly a century. Built in 1913, this grand hotel has welcomed presidents, celebrities, and countless visitors from around the world. Yet, beyond its stone walls and mountain views lies a darker story that continues to terrify guests and staff. The most well-known spirit is the mysterious Pink Lady, a ghostly woman often seen in a flowing pink gown. According to local legends, she met a tragic end in the 1920s when she either jumped or fell from the 5th floor of the hotel's atrium. Since then, she has never left, and her restless presence is still felt today. Many guests have reported waking in the middle of the night to see a glowing figure dressed in pink at the foot of their bed, only for her to vanish seconds later. Some describe her as a kind and gentle spirit, while others feel an eerie unease when she appears. Children are said to be most sensitive to her presence, often describing encounters with a friendly lady in pink who suddenly disappears. Others have told of a soft pink mist drifting through the hallways or the sudden chill of icy air wrapping around them in empty rooms. The hotel staff also have their share of unsettling stories. Housekeepers have heard footsteps following them in deserted corridors, and maintenance workers speak of lights turning on and off by themselves. Doors are known to open on their own, and cold spots appear without explanation. Guests have even reported objects moving from one place to another as if touched by unseen hands. Despite her ghostly nature, the Pink Lady is not thought to be dangerous. She is seen more as a watchful spirit, attached forever to the inn where her life ended so tragically. Today, people from all over visit the Omni Grove Park Inn, not only for its luxury and history, but also to seek a glimpse of its famous ghost. With every chilling story and unexplained encounter, this hotel strengthens its place as one of the most haunted destinations in North Carolina. Number 2. The North Carolina State Capitol in Raleigh is one of the most haunted buildings in the state, filled with chilling stories that continue to frighten visitors and staff. Built in 1840, this historic building has witnessed countless events, from political debates to the turbulence of the Civil War. With such a long and dramatic past, it is no surprise that ghostly legends surround its halls. People say the spirits of soldiers, politicians, and even workers who once built the structure still roam its corridors, creating a heavy and unsettling atmosphere after dark. One of the most common reports is the sound of footsteps echoing through the empty building at night. Guards and staff have heard the clicking of boots moving across marble floors, only to find no one there. Some have claimed to hear the jingling of keys, doors creaking open, and muffled voices as if conversations from the past are still taking place. The spirit of a Civil War soldier is said to appear near the rotunda, standing silently before vanishing into thin air. Others have seen shadowy figures darting through the stairwells or caught the glimpse of a man in old-fashioned clothing walking the halls. There are also stories of a ghostly woman in a long dress, believed to be the spirit of someone connected to the building's early history. She is seen wandering the upper floors, her figure pale and fleeting. Many who work late hours in the Capitol admit to feeling watched or followed, and some have left quickly after hearing unexplainable noises. With its dark corners and echoes of the past, the North Carolina State Capitol is more than a place of history. It is a building where restless spirits refuse to leave, making it one of the most haunted spots in North Carolina. Number 3. The Devil's Tramping Ground in Chatham County, North Carolina, is one of the most mysterious and feared places in the state. This strange site is a barren circle of land, about 40 feet wide, where nothing has ever been able to grow. For centuries, People have wondered why the soil rejects all plants, leaving behind a perfect ring of dirt surrounded by trees and grass. Local legends say this is the very spot where the devil himself comes to walk in circles at night, pacing the ground as he plots his evil deeds for the world. Visitors who camp there tell chilling stories of hearing heavy footsteps circling their tents, even though no one is around. Some report the sound of low growls, whispers in the darkness, or glowing red eyes staring at them from the woods. Those who have left objects inside the circle claim to find them thrown outside by morning, as if some unseen force refuses to let anything stay in the barren ground. Animals also avoid the circle, with dogs often barking wildly and refusing to step into it. Over the years, scientists and curious explorers have tried to solve the mystery, but no explanation has ever satisfied the legends. Some believe the ground is cursed, while others are convinced it is the devil's private meeting place. People say if you sit in the circle long enough, you will feel an overwhelming sense of dread, as though something is watching you. Many who have tested their courage have left shaken, never wanting to return. The Devil's Tramping Ground remains one of the most haunted and unexplained locations in North Carolina, a place where the line between myth and reality blurs in terrifying ways. Number 4. The Cape Hatteras Lighthouse on the Outer Banks of North Carolina is not only famous for guiding ships through dangerous waters, but also for the chilling ghost stories tied to its history. Built in the 19th century, the lighthouse has witnessed countless shipwrecks along the treacherous Diamond Shoals, an area often called the graveyard of the Atlantic. With so much tragedy and death at sea, it is no surprise that the lighthouse and its surrounding grounds are said to be haunted by restless spirits of sailors who never made it home. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures walking along the shoreline, their forms glowing faintly before fading into the mist. Some claim to hear the cries of drowning men carried on the ocean breeze, while others describe the sound of phantom footsteps climbing the lighthouse stairs when no one is there. Strange lights are also seen flickering in the tower, even when it is closed to the public. Locals whisper that these are the souls of shipwrecked sailors still searching for safety that never came. One of the most terrifying tales involves a ghostly black cat known as the Hatteras cat. Legend says this shadowy feline appears to warn of coming storms or danger. Many keepers and visitors have reported seeing glowing eyes staring out from the rocks, only for the cat to vanish into thin air. The lighthouse itself is said to hold an eerie presence, with cold drafts, sudden whispers, and the feeling of being watched in its spiral stairwell. With its tragic shipwrecks, strange sights, and ghostly legends, the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse remains one of the most haunted places in North Carolina, a place where the spirits of the sea still linger restlessly. Number 5. Oakwood Cemetery in Raleigh, North Carolina, is one of the most haunted burial grounds in the state, filled with chilling stories that have passed down through generations. Established in the 1800s, it is the final resting place for thousands of people, including soldiers from the Civil War, politicians, and ordinary families. With so many lives and so much history tied to its grounds, it is no surprise that visitors believe the spirits of the dead still linger among the graves. The peaceful setting by day turns unsettling at night, as many report strange sights and sounds they cannot explain. One of the most famous legends is of a ghostly woman in a long dress who wanders between the tombstones. She is said to appear weeping softly, her figure glowing pale under the moonlight before vanishing into the darkness. Others claim to hear children's laughter echoing in the air, even though no children are present. Footsteps are often reported behind visitors, only for them to turn and find empty pathways. Cold breezes sweep across the cemetery suddenly, leaving an eerie chill that feels otherworldly. There are also tales of strange lights floating between the headstones, flickering like lanterns carried by invisible hands. Paranormal investigators have captured odd voices and whispers on recordings, as if the spirits are trying to speak. Some visitors say they feel watched the entire time they are there, with a heavy presence following them until they leave. The Civil War section of the cemetery is especially active, where many believe soldiers still stand guard over their fallen brothers. Oakwood Cemetery is more than just a burial ground. It is a place where history and the supernatural blend. Its ghostly legends and unsettling atmosphere make it one of North Carolina's most haunted and unforgettable places. Number 6. The Dunhill Hotel in Charlotte, North Carolina, is one of the city's most elegant landmarks, but behind its charm lies a reputation as one of the most haunted places in the state. Built in 1929, the hotel has stood through decades of history, and with that history comes ghostly tales that continue to unsettle guests and staff. Many believe the spirits of those connected to the building's past still wander its halls, leaving behind chilling reminders of their presence. The most well-known story is that of a construction worker who fell to his death while the hotel was being built. Guests and employees claim his ghost still roams the upper floors, especially the 10th floor, where people hear unexplained knocking, heavy footsteps, and even doors opening and closing on their own. Some visitors report waking in the night to see a shadowy figure standing at the foot of their bed before slowly disappearing. Others have spoken of feeling sudden cold spots and a strong sense of being watched, even when the hallway is completely empty. Elevators in the hotel are also said to behave strangely, stopping on floors with no calls or opening their doors to reveal nothing inside. Staff members working late at night often hear voices whispering in the distance or objects moving without reason. Guests have described lights flickering, televisions turning on by themselves, and the unsettling sound of someone sighing in the room when no one else is there. Despite its luxurious setting, the Dunhill Hotel carries an eerie atmosphere that many cannot explain. Its ghostly legends continue to attract curious visitors who come not only for the history, but also to experience the paranormal. With every unexplained event, the Dunhill secures its place as one of North Carolina's most haunted destinations. Number 7. The historic Carolina Theater in Greensboro, North Carolina, is a beautiful landmark loved for its performances, but it is also known as one of the most haunted places in the state. Built in the 1920s, the theater has hosted countless shows and events, but its long history also includes tragedy that left behind ghostly reminders. Over the years, staff, performers, and visitors have shared chilling experiences inside the grand building, making it a hotspot for paranormal activity. One of the darkest stories tied to the theater is a fire that broke out in 1981, claiming the life of a woman who was trapped inside. Many believe her spirit never left, and she now roams the theater as a restless ghost. People report seeing a shadowy figure in the balcony, sometimes described as a woman in dark clothing, silently watching the stage before vanishing. Strange cold drafts sweep through the auditorium even when the building is closed, and footsteps are often heard echoing across the empty stage. Employees have told of hearing voices whispering in the dressing rooms and backstage areas, along with the sound of doors slamming shut on their own. Lights flicker unexpectedly, and projectors have turned on by themselves, as if the theater wants to perform even without an audience. Visitors often describe feeling a heavy presence in the air, especially when alone in the theater at night. Some even say they have felt a hand brush against them or seen seats fold down as though someone invisible has taken a place to watch the show. The historic Carolina Theater continues to thrive as a cultural treasure, but behind its bright lights and performances lingers an unsettling energy. Its ghostly legends remind everyone that the past still has a strong hold within its walls, making it one of North Carolina's most haunted locations. Number 8. St. James Episcopal Church in Wilmington, North Carolina, is one of the oldest churches in the state and also one of the most haunted. Built in the early 1800s, the church has long been a place of worship and community, but it is also a site tied to eerie legends and chilling encounters. Its historic graveyard holds generations of Wilmington families, and many believe some of those buried there never truly found peace. Visitors often describe a heavy, unsettling atmosphere around the church grounds, especially after dark, where ghostly stories have been passed down for centuries. The most famous haunting linked to St. James is that of Samuel Jocelyn, a man who was mistakenly buried alive in the churchyard in 1810. When his grave was later opened, scratch marks were found inside his coffin, proving he had tried desperately to escape. Locals say his restless spirit still lingers near his grave, and many visitors report hearing muffled cries, scratching sounds, and even the faint voice of a man begging to be freed. Some have seen a pale figure moving among the tombstones, believed to be Jocelyn wandering the grounds, forever searching for release from his tragic fate. Parishioners and staff have also experienced strange activity inside the church itself. Cold drafts sweep through the sanctuary even when all windows and doors are shut, and the sound of footsteps echoes in the aisles when no one is there. Shadowy figures are often glimpsed near the altar, disappearing when approached. The bell tower has its own eerie reputation, with reports of ghostly ringing that no one can explain. St. James Episcopal Church remains a place of deep history and faith, but its ghostly legends give it a darker side. With every unexplained sound and sighting, it continues to be known as one of the most haunted locations in North Carolina. Number 9. The Old Davis Hospital in Statesville, North Carolina, is one of the most feared and talked about haunted locations in the state. Opened in the 1920s, it served the community for decades before closing its doors in the 1980s. What was once a place of healing is now remembered for its dark hallways, decaying rooms, and countless ghost stories that surround it. Because so many lives were lost inside its walls, many believe the spirits of former patients and staff still linger, unable to leave the place where their suffering ended. People who have dared to enter the abandoned hospital describe an atmosphere heavy with sadness and dread. Visitors often report hearing faint cries, whispers, and even screams echoing through the empty corridors. Shadowy figures are seen darting past doorways, and some claim to have witnessed full apparitions of nurses still carrying out their duties. Others speak of cold spots and sudden drops in temperature that make the hair on their arms stand straight up. The surgical rooms are said to be especially active, with ghostly moans and the clatter of instruments moving on their own. Locals tell stories of lights flickering in windows long after the hospital shut down, as if the building is still alive with energy. Paranormal investigators have captured strange voices on recorders, objects moving across the floor, and unexplained footsteps following them from room to room. Some visitors leave shaken, convinced they were touched or even pushed by unseen hands. The Old Davis Hospital now stands in decay, but its haunted reputation keeps it alive in the minds of those who hear its stories. It is a place where the pain of the past seems frozen in time, making it one of North Carolina's most terrifying haunted sites. Number 10. North Carolina State University in Raleigh is one of the most respected schools in the state, but behind its busy campus life lies a haunted past that continues to stir fear and curiosity. With its long history dating back to the late 1800s, the university has seen countless students pass through its halls, and many believe some of them never truly left. The campus is filled with ghost stories, especially in its older buildings, where strange events and unexplained sightings have been reported for decades. One of the most haunted spots is Reynolds Coliseum, a place known for sports and gatherings, but also for its ghostly activity. Students and staff claim to hear footsteps echoing in the arena long after it is closed, and some describe shadowy figures moving across the court. Lights flicker on their own, and eerie voices have been heard whispering from the upper seats when no one is there. Another chilling tale surrounds the ghost of a student who died tragically and is said to wander the campus at night, appearing as a pale figure near dormitories before vanishing into the dark. In several classrooms and libraries, people report books falling from shelves, doors slamming shut, and cold breezes passing through rooms even on warm days. Some students claim to feel watched while studying late at night, with the sense that unseen eyes are following their every move. Security guards making rounds have admitted to hearing conversations in empty hallways and the sound of typewriters clicking even though they are no longer used. North Carolina State University may be full of learning and life during the day, but when night falls, its haunted side reveals itself. With its ghostly legends and chilling encounters, it has earned its place as one of the most haunted locations in North Carolina. Number 11. Chimney Rock in Rutherford County, North Carolina, is known for its breathtaking mountain views, but it is also surrounded by eerie legends that make it one of the most haunted places in the state. Towering above the Hickory Nut Gorge, this natural rock formation has long been tied to mysterious sightings and strange stories. For generations, visitors and locals have reported ghostly figures, unexplained lights, and chilling sounds echoing through the cliffs. With its rugged beauty and deep history, Chimney Rock carries an atmosphere that feels both majestic and unsettling. One of the oldest legends is the story of ghostly Native American warriors who are said to still guard the land. Hikers claim to see shadowy figures standing on the cliffs, watching silently before disappearing into the rocks. Some visitors report hearing the sound of drumming and war cries carried on the wind, even when no one else is around. These haunting echoes make many believe the spirits of those who lived and fought here long ago have never left. Another eerie tale is the Lady of the Gorge, a ghostly woman often seen dressed in white, wandering the trails or standing on the edge of the cliffs. Witnesses say she sometimes appears to be weeping, and other times she simply stares out over the valley before fading away into thin air. Campers in the area also tell of glowing lights floating through the woods at night, moving as if guided by unseen hands. Strange sounds are another common report, from footsteps crunching on gravel to whispers in the wind that seem to follow hikers along the paths. Some leave with the feeling they were never truly alone. With its mix of natural beauty and ghostly tales, Chimney Rock is not only a scenic wonder, but also one of North Carolina's most haunted sites.